Not my tube, not his tube, but YouTube. And I am with Ric Johnson and friends. We have Joel on the other line, and we are going to talk. What are we talking, Rick? This is your show, baby. What do we have on tap?
We're talking about a couple things.
Let's introduce our let's introduce our guests first, so that our audience know who's out there.
We got the More Command Davidson from More Command Video, and he's coming to us from Dallas. Is that where you are today?
I am.
The temperatures I'm looking at, that's all right. I am here in Del Mar, California. It's probably 72 every damn day.
Southern California.
So we're doing that, and we're in here at QM Studios talking to the illustrious Stephen E. Kimbrough, who is connecting all of us about 250 miles due east to me in yes.
Nice. Now you have some music going. You have animation, a reality show. Walk me through what you got going for Joel's project, and then we can mail what you're putting together for his project, and then kind of give me some insight as to how the project came about and what it's about and the whole 9 yards.
Well, right now we just finished up a show called Pale Moonlight Theater, and that's a show that Joel put together, and it's just a kind of an extension of his thing that he had called Girls. Sprockets and Splices was the name of the show, and a lot of fun. It was kind of like, how do I describe it to you? Really fun, funny girls, great comedian, B movies, and not necessarily just B movies, just kind of old horror, classic horror genre, in that realm. Then the next thing that we're doing is this thing called Six Gun Theater. Six Gun Theater is going to be starring a guy called Kelly Bob Stubblefield, who is a six-gun shooter. He's a fast draw, the real deal, bunch of trophies. And so they're shooting that one down in Texas. And we're going to be doing the music. And we're going to post probably about half the episodes. And then Joel's the executive producer. And, he's putting all this together and then making sure it gets out there to the world.
Nice.
That's what's going on here.
And Joel, you wanted to say something real quick?
Well, I wanted to bring everybody up to date on how it sort of came into being. I put together a show called Sprockets and Splices, which is a forum for short filmmakers from around the globe. They send me their short films, we cobble them together, and I use pretty amateur models. We call them the Splice Girls, and they are the eye candy. They say, hi, welcome to, don't go away, thanks, welcome back, and thanks for watching. And then, when we did the Pale Moonlight Theater, I thought it'd be a nice cross-promotion to bring the Splice Girls in to help introduce the show with a character I created called Professor Terrence von Riesling.
I'm loving names. These characters' names are funny.
Oh, yeah, and he's supposedly an older dude, and the Spice Girls come in dressed in their sort of less than full attire, and it helps them talk. They help him with the show. There's some interaction and some bantering going back and forth. We're now in season 2, getting ready to film that, but at the same time, we are resurgence in old Western movies. John Wayne, Tim McCoy, Lash LaRue, Whip Wilson, that kind of character. And so I brought in a fast draw artist from the Single Society, and he introduces the shows. The show is unique in that not only will he introduce the shows, but we will also have a cartoon in the show and a cereal. So as I was younger, which was a long time ago, Mom and Dad would give me a quarter. Here's a dime for the movie. Here's a dime for the popcorn. Here's a dime, a quarter for a nickel for your soda, and you're going for the.
Wow, that was back before electricity, wasn't it?
That was pretty much, yes. They used candlelight to run the whatever they were doing back then. So it's been a while, but the cowboy movies are coming back, particularly the older ones. seemed like a good idea show. Rick had done some posts on the Pale Moonlight Theater show, so I went to him. He said, I can do your theme music. I wanted a spaghetti sound. He came up with a good opening promo song for that.
The sound is awesome.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is ballistic. It is totally awesome.
I'm excited.
He just sent me a piece of it, and I want to play it before we get.
Okay. The show is seen on AMG TV. It is seen on Hot TV. It is seen on Mikasa TV Broadcasting, and Atlantic Syndication has picked it up, and so hopefully it'll come to a TV screen near everybody that's watching and listening.
Awesome. That sounds very exciting project, man. And you got the right guy on the job, because Rick wears a lot of hats, as he's wearing his cowboy hat now, but he has multiple hats that he wears in the multimedia, film, TV, and graphic and everything that you had mentioned that the show is about. I know personally he has expertise in all that, so that's really cool.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to have Rick on board.
So, Rick, run me through, a couple exciting things that you have on the back end. I know you are working, and did you want to show us a little bit of what you're working on there, or you want to play the music? What is it that you want to?
Hey, why don't you go ahead and play the music, and I'll tell you how that came about. If you want to hit that track, and I'll tell you how we did that.
Okay, I am going to play it from your channel, Rick. So if you,
Crank it.
I will crank it. It's going to sound good because we got some solid sound here. All right. So let me just. So Rick, talk to me about the music while I pull it up, because it's going to take me a second.
Well, Joel was looking for something along the lines of The Ugly, and that's such an iconic song, major production, and really launched that whole spaghetti western thing. So without ripping off the tune and the melody of that, our goal was to come up with a big orchestration that still had a comedy element. That was the goal, because the show is going to be family oriented, and we wanted it to be light, not quite as heavy as The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So we wanted to keep it lower key than that, and then we also wanted to fly in a bunch of elements that people are used to hearing, things like snakes and hawks and barking dogs and horses and whips and guns and all of that stuff, and mix that in a way where it came in on beat. So the first thing was to just kind of come up with a melody that worked, and then little by little, guitars, slide guitars, then steel guitars, and little by little built the thing out where it finally is where you can hear it today. So it's the version that you have is not fully mixed, but that's
Anybody
the.
hearing anything?
Nope, not yet. I haven't started playing it yet.
Hey, go ahead and hit it. Let me know when you hit it.
Okay. Re-download it here real quick.
One of the things that I tried to do was make it a little comedic by having a whip, and every time you hear the whip crack, something squeaks or squeals. So it's like this guy's running around the countryside with his horse and his gun and his whip, just creating havoc for anything that happens to be in his area. So it all starts off with a horse whip right to the right to the hawk, and it goes from there.
Okay, so let's see. Just perfect timing. My
Want me to hit post here?
my iTunes has to update before it plays.
Oh, don't you love that?
I just love that. Okay,
I know. I love the way they do this. Do you want me to try and hit it from my studio?
wait, no, I think it just finished. Hold on, let me.
Okay. Welcome to live TV, Joel. This is as live as it gets.
Okay, so I have it playing right now. So you can talk over it if you want to. I mean, you can't hear it, but I can hear it, and my fans can hear it. So
Okay.
Okay, because I don't hear it.
have no idea what you're listening to unless you put a headphone up too near your mic. So you can run the...
It's playing. It's playing.
I don't think he can hear us, Joel.
I can hear you.
When I first approached Rick to do some work for me, it was going to be on sprockets and splices. And Rick got back to me saying that it was a little too edgy because he had some interns on board.
Correct.
He needed to wait for them to finish their internship before he could let them look at some of the footage that we were shooting. And so I had to find another editor to help finish up sprockets and splices. But there's 100 episodes of those little dudes out there.
It sounds, it sounds edgy and fun.
It is fun. It is a lot of fun. And AMG has done a great job, and Hot TV's done a great job with both of them.
We had a high school program and some interns, and so I had to be kind of careful with what we were throwing their way. So that's why we had to. We were just finishing up Cowboys and Aliens too, and some of. I have no idea what you're listening to.
It's we can hear it. There's the rooster.
There's a rooster, okay.
You're about.
Heard that rooster said, "What in the world?"
It's very comical. Like this, I can't wait to see the opening video to the music, because it just, with the sexual edge you're talking about with the girls and with the comedy, it really sounds kind of like
Well, there is no sexuality on Six Gun Theater. It is a family event. So the other stuff was on Pale Moonlight Theater and on Sprockets and Splices, but there is that on this particular show.
Well, thanks for clearing that, because they were fusing together.
I just thought in case somebody's watching, I don't want them to,
Yeah, that's a good clarification, because I had it a little mixed up there. And there's the shot at the end. It's really cool, man. Cool.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So basically what I had to do, Rick, I had to plug in my my mini so that the fans could hear the music.
All right.
And which is
Cool.
why.
So what's going to happen next is we're taking some of the graphics and all of this stuff, and I don't know if you can punch in any of that stuff from Facebook or not, but we're just taking in all the graphics that we have so far and then mixing them into kind of a swirling bit of graphics and just making some fun out of that. And then we're going to cut in some of the movies that we're going to be featuring, and then that'll be the opening. It'll be about 1:40, and and then after that, that music can be sprinkled in, here and there in post.
So the graphics that you have on YouTube, that's on your YouTube channel, Rick? Is that on Rick's channel or Joel's channel? Whose channel is it?
That's over on Facebook.
Facebook?
Theater.
Spelled out SIX. Six Gun Theater.
Six Gun Theater.
Yes. And you'll see some images we posted there. And Pale Moonlight Theater.
Okay, I see that.
Which is an insomniac's dream.
All right, so cool. Let me grab some of these images so our viewers.
On Pale Moonlight Theater, you'll be able to see some of the girls that we have used. Those are calendar pics. We just got through printing a calendar of the 14 girls from season 1. So if anybody wants a calendar, go to Facebook, Pale Moonlight Theater.
What's funny? Joel, of course, you see these girls, you meet up, you're hanging out with these people live. When you send me this footage, I stare at these people for hours and hours and hours, doing the work. So it's a very, very weird relationship, from the post-editing side to meet these people, because their faces are very familiar to me. And one of the fun thing is when I see people, that I've been working with for maybe months and months at a time, and yet they, I'm very warm to them because it's like I've been working with them direct, and so when they see me for the first time, they're like, well, whoa, who is this guy? He's coming on a little strong, and little do they know, that I've been staring at him for the last 4 or 5 months, doing the projects.
That happens to me a lot when I'm working on a project, and you become intimate with them because you're 20 hours a day sitting there scrubbing back and forth on the editor, and every little pimple on their head, and then when you see them, you feel like you're long friends from years back.
Right, and they freak out because they have no idea. They may know me from something else, but they can't understand how I know them so well, and I know their gestures and their vocal inflections. So all that's a lot of fun.
Okay, so I have a photo of a guy. Let's see here. It's a little bit slow coming up, but
Something hit pause on my thing, Steve.
What's that?
I just got paused on your end on my FaceTime.
Yeah, that's because it.
You jumped on over, huh?
Here we go.
Steve's got a lot of switches there, Joel.
I got a few switches here I'm managing. Okay, yeah, this is cool. So this is a guy, and it's the feature films is in this image. So
Yes, those are the be featuring in season 1 of 6.
okay, that's very cool.
Well, switch me back if you can find me. I
Yep.
see me, but I don't think you do.
All right, I wanted to kind of scroll through these films real quick just so that we can kind of see them. Are these films to be done, or
Those films have already been. If you'll see the artist, the stars, Jim Davis, who was Jock Ewing in Dallas, has been dead many years. He's the top one. So all of those movie stars are basically gone, and have put them together for season 1. And Kelly Bob's job is to introduce the show, introduce the features, talk a little bit about what's going on in the movie. He has also created an area called Kelly Bob's Corner, and Kelly Bob's going to be talking about Western attire, why cowboy hats, different types of creases, different areas where they're used, why they wear chaps, why they wear spurs, why they wear whatever they're wearing, dusters, bandanas, those kinds of things. So he'll be introducing a lot of information about the Old West.
cool?
Yeah, so it'll be a fun show. And he'll be about 2.5 minutes in Kelly Bob's Corner. And then there may be a little mail. We're talking about doing a mail corner, where somebody from Waco says, hey, why do cowboys wear hats, But the answer to that is silly, Susie. Keep the sun out of their eyes. I don't know. But, hats are used for various things. They drink out of them, they eat out of them, they feed their horses, they drink their, provide water for horses, they use it out, they use it to sleep on, they roll up for a pillow. Hats are used for a variety of things. Except for Rick's. He won't do any of those with his hats.
I don't know. I've eaten some oatmeal out of Rick's hat.
That's scary.
I'm glad you got the joke. He painted the visual. He saw the visual of that and really got scared. That was good comedy there.
This hat has brought me a lot of luck in a lot of places I shouldn't have been.
You're looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah. Well, the problem is I wasn't looking for love. I just wanted to try my hat on.
Right?
Oh, okay.
And the hat was the only thing they wanted to try on.
That's it. You can leave your hat on.
Cool. So give me a timetable of when we can see anything.
Okay. Right now, beginning Sprockets and Splices is seen pretty much around the world. You can see it on a linear feed with AMG TV. You can see it on Roku. Pale Moonlight Theater is seen on AMG. Now there's one episode on tomorrow night. There's an episode on Saturday night. On Hot TV, there's an episode on Saturday night. Six Gun Theater will begin broadcast first quarter 15.
Okay.
And it'll be a 2 o'clock or a 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon theater.
And we can catch all that on your Facebook as well, right? Because I just
You'll catch the information and where it'll be.
Where it'll be.
That kind of stuff, yes. It's an informative page. It's not a broadcast page.
yeah, just so that you can get the information on when and where.
Correct.
Are you going to have a channel that will roll teasers and bumpers and kind of some?
Absolutely. If you were to type in on YouTube, Pale Moonlight Theater, you'll see some of the teasers, some of the shows. Type in Sprockets and Splices, you can see some of the episodes there.
All right.
I have my own channel, More Command channel.
Awesome.
Cool.
So let's wrap it. I gotta head out. And yeah, we got a lot more to talk about as soon as we have some actual content here for you. The cool thing
bet.
is you get a chance to hear and see what we're doing a little bit before it happens, and I really appreciate that, Steve, that you took the time to talk with Joel and I about what's about to happen.
Well, I'm excited to hear about it. I know you've been dropping me some nuggets here and there of some projects, and I was like, okay, I really wanted to do an interview with Joel on this. Sounds pretty fascinating and very interesting, and something that I would want to promote on my show. So I wanted to kind of be there on the ground floor, and be a part of the evolution. And then once we get it up and out, and we can do a big social media launch on it.
You know, Joel, maybe you should get some FaceTime situations with some of the Splice Girls for our next interview once we get that part of the show rolling.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Absolutely.
That would be
I
really
understand
cool.
they might like Splice Girls there in Vegas. Might be a reach, but they just might appreciate it there.
There is a sub-channel on TV in Vegas, channels 31.2 and 31.4 that is Hot TV, and there's another one showing AMG TV, so you might be right there in Vegas.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, well, I'm going to play the music as we go out, and I think you should be able to hear it this time. If I get the right one up. All right, let's see what we got going here.
Did I hear something?
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Not my feed.
Yep.
There might be a little.
Yeah, it's not very loud coming from the computer. I'm trying to feed coming off the laptop into your microphone, so not going to be able to hear it as clear as you'd like.
Well, I've heard it once or twice before. I can tell you that.
I've heard it a few times too, so.
All right, well, let me
I
just
like it.
let me plug it in so my fans can hear it. And
Steve, thank you for your time today.
it was my pleasure. Thanks for being on, Joel. And Rick, always a pleasure.
I got you on YouTube. I'll subscribe to your channel right now.
Cool. And we'll do it again, and we'll get the what is it, the Spike Girls?
Splice Girls.
Splice Girls. We'll get the Splice Girls on, and you send me some YouTube links, and I can pull them. And any YouTube links you want me to do, or your website, just if I have the links, then I can put them up, because I'm a one finger typer. So trying to type in the URLs while you're trying to do a broadcast is a little bit cumbersome.
Sure.
So if you have all your links ready, then I can pull them up as you're talking, and it's nice and smooth.
Okay, if you
Yeah.
we'll send you links back.
Yeah, just send me links back to that, and then I'll be good to go. And they should be your website links and your Facebook link and your YouTube link.
Super duper.
Awesome. All right, gentlemen, it was a pleasure, and we are going to call it a day until I see you around the corner. I'm going to say, yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
All right, guys, thanks.
Okay.